Starting. All right. Hello, and welcome to our Google Hangout about weight loss. This is part of the Get Fit 24 campaign on Pop Sugar Fitness. Weight loss is one of those resolutions that everyone seems to make almost every year. So we've decided, since we're 2 weeks into the month, to answer any questions people have about losing weight. Is diet better? Is exercise better? How do they work together? So joining me today are my co-editors on Pop Sugar Fitness. We have Anna Renderer. Go ahead and wave, Anna.
Hey guys!
Anna is our Pop Sugar Fitness host on video, and she's also a certified personal trainer, and she has helped a lot of people go through the weight loss process, so she's here to help us out today. We also have Jenny Sugar, an editor at Pop Sugar Fitness.
Hi guys!
Jenny is a mom and a yogi. She's really into running, and she's also gone through the weight loss process herself, dropping 40 pounds before she had kids and then doing it twice after having 2 children. So she's here to offer some bits of advice as well. And then we have Lizzie. Hi. Hello. Lizzie is a yogi, a dance cardio addict, and she is a foodie as well, and she also really knows how motivation and rewards can help along the process of losing weight, and how motivation and willpower are they're skills that you can hone and help through the process of weight loss. And I'm Susie May. I am the content director at Pop Sugar Fitness. So let's get started on this discussion about weight loss. We've gotten some questions from our readers, and we're going to answer those. And if you have any questions, go ahead and hit the question and answer app that's on the left side of the Hangout, and you should be able to ask us questions, and we'll see them. So please feel free to do that as well. So I get the question a lot. Our readers have asked this. Why is breakfast important for weight loss? People like to skip meals thinking that they're going to eat fewer calories, but we keep saying breakfast is important. And people want to know why. So Anna, what would you say? How do you answer that when people ask you about breakfast?
Well, breakfast, I always say, is the most important meal of the day. I always say eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a beggar. Because that's the way our body responds best to metabolizing food and using it for energy all day long. So if your biggest meal is in the morning, you're better off because it kickstarts your metabolism, gets you burning calories right away, gives you energy to get through the day. And if you have a nice solid breakfast, you really shouldn't be hungry until lunch, especially if you have a small snack. So it's one of the most important ways to kickstart your day and get your metabolism burning all day long.
Lizzie, do you have anything to add to breakfast?
I do. I think that, starting the day with a high-protein breakfast has really reshaped my relationship with breakfast. I can definitely say there were a few years that I was not getting enough protein in the morning, and when 12 o'clock rolled around, it was like clockwork, and I needed to run, for lunch. So I think that once I started eating, great sources of vegetarian and animal protein in the morning, I found that I was just way more satisfied. My brain was just way more on immediately. I wasn't reaching for that second cup of coffee. So I think that's really important. I think fiber is also really important in the morning to get your digestive system on track and, just start your day off on a powerful, good note.
Awesome.
Excellent. The other thing that I think about breakfast, if you fuel yourself, you're actually ready to exercise, right? So if you don't eat breakfast, doing a workout in the morning, leaving work before lunch, stuff like that, you don't have the energy to do it. So you want to fuel your body to stay active. Another question we have is, what is the best kind of exercise for weight loss? People are like, should I do cardio or should I do strength training? Anna, what do you say to that?
That is the biggest question that every single person has, because there's so many different fitness programs out there that you can do for weight loss, and there's so many different variables that go along with that, depending on you, your body type, the style of cardio you do, the style of strength training you do. But the one rule I can give people is that you need both. You really can't just eliminate one from your schedule and consider that the best form of weight loss training. You want to actually have something that's cardio intensive, so it does elevate your heart rate above 70% during certain bouts of exercise, and it does incorporate some strength components into it. So high intensity interval training is great. It has cardio, it has strength, it has both. Different classes that incorporate running and a little bit of circuit strength training. Those combination of workouts are going to give you the effect that strength training gives your body long after you're done exercising. You're going to burn a lot more calories because your body's rebuilding muscle. And that is a big thing that people got to know about strength training, is that it does have that post-exercise effect. Cardio has it too, but just not as intense. So cardio, you might burn more calories during exercise, but afterwards you get a lot more from strength. So, you know, it's a tough question to answer, but you should incorporate both. That's what I usually go with.
And how often should you be strength training in a program if you're looking to lose weight?
At least 3 days a week. You got to incorporate it in there, at least 2 to 3 days a week. Absolutely, because it can't be something that you just do once and then your body has a whole week until it comes back to it. You got to give it consistent demand, and that's going to be the most effective way to really lose weight and be consistent in boosting your metabolism.
Jenny, when you were trying to lose weight, when you went through your weight loss journey, what exercise did you feel like helped you and was most effective?
You know, Anna, I wish I met you 15 years ago when I was trying to lose weight, because I was doing yoga 3 to 5 times a week, and nothing, I was getting stronger, but it wasn't really happening until a friend of mine, a very good friend, thank you to her, said, maybe you should do some cardio. Right. And then I started to run. I added about, you know, it was really, really gradual, about 20-minute runs 3 times a week. I really started off slow, and I swear, like, that end of that week, I saw results, and so I was a believer. and you know, I didn't have to like start running a marathon. It was very gradual. It wasn't a big jump. Something, you know, anyone could start doing.
Great. We have a new question here. Somebody just used the question and answer feature on the Google Hangout. The user is asking, what would you say is the most important thing you can do to encourage weight loss? Lizzie, what would you say to this reader?
So I think first and foremost, it's important to really be kind to yourself. So, you know, you're setting out on this plan and you have high hopes, you're feeling, you know, inspiration, but that's going to waver with time. So I think it's just so important to kick things off on a sustainable plan and be kind to yourself above all else. You know, we've seen lots of research that's shown that, you know, old thought patterns, you know, might seem like they're getting in the way of your goals, but moving forward is really possible. And it's important to not focus on self-criticism when those emotions come up. So, you know, willpower is this muscle that we build with time. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. There's not a fixed amount that you have. So it's just important to know that every step that you take, or forward or back or backwards, is just moving, you know, propelling your journey. So I think that it's so important to be kind to yourself and not focus on that self-criticism, because you're going to be like a laser on it if you do that.
I've also found that thinking of weight loss is not like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Thinking of it, I'm going to change my lifestyle. I mean, this is something we hear a lot, but remembering that at every meal, every time you exercise, every time you decide to take the stairs, every time you decide to try a new vegetable or fruit, is thinking that I'm changing my life for a healthy living. And in that, if you're incorporating exercise regularly, eating a healthy diet that's not full of huge portions, you'll see the pounds start to come off. And it's good to remember that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And that the slower the weight comes off, the better the chances of you keeping the weight off. So you want to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week at the most. So just thinking of that as you're slowly moving forward, that this is the rest of your life and you're going to be living it healthy. Does anybody else have anything to say about that?
Well, just to add to what Lizzie was saying about being kind to yourself, and also what you were just saying about it being a marathon, not a sprint, it's really good to celebrate those little milestones that you make, set little goals for yourself. Not, I want to lose 40 pounds. You should kind of tone it down a little and say, okay, this week I want to exercise 3 times a week. Or by next week I want to lose at least a pound, you know. And then when you reach those goals, celebrate them in a healthy way. Don't go out and get a Big Mac or, you know, you're not going to feel very good about yourself. I also like to say or think about the healthy lifestyle as every decision that you make, every healthy decision will, what am I trying to say? Will get you to make another one. You know what I'm saying? What is that quote?
Well, they build on them.
The compound effect.
No, I love that, Jenny. I think that, you know, obviously, you know, our talk today is about weight loss, but weight loss can do so much more than just like affect your number on a scale. So when you feel more comfortable in, you know, a pair of jeans that you wear all the time, or you can run for a little longer, those are the things that really make a difference in the long run and really, you know, you have more energy. It wants you to just keep on going.
Yeah.
One of the things that, another question that we have gotten, it definitely encompasses this, both weight loss and exercise. As you're trying to lose weight and you're exercising more, what do you do with this increased appetite? So suddenly you're more active, so you're hungrier, but you're trying to watch your calorie intake because you're trying to lose weight. What are some strategies for dealing with this? Jenny, do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, so it's really important not to starve yourself and to feel famished. So what you want to do is, like we were talking about, definitely eat a good breakfast that's full of protein and fiber, and that's going to help you so when you do go to work out, you're not going to feel so famished right afterwards. You know, so if you're not eating, you're not fueling yourself, and then you exert yourself, you're going to feel starving. So make sure you fuel before, and then make sure you refuel after with a little bit of carbs and protein, and make sure that you eat a little something throughout the day so that you avoid that I'm starving feeling that makes you want to eat an entire, whatever, huge bag of French fries.
Anything.
Yes, and anything.
Anna, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing, everyone's got that big appetite when their body starts taking so much more energy out of the body. But remember that it's a good thing that you know, that you're able to feel that sense of hunger too, because a lot of times as you not watching your diet as much, you're just eating what you want, you start to become numb to the fact that you're even hungry and you're just eating anyway. So being conscious of that and then saying, oh, okay, I'm not eating it frequently enough throughout the day. Really look at your meals. Make sure you're having those 2 snacks in between your 3 meals. And because as an athlete myself, I have a nice big breakfast. I have an apple before lunch, and then I have a nice healthy light lunch. You know, and I might feel a little hungry, and if I do, I know that I didn't have enough of a snack or a big enough breakfast, or you know, so just really just embrace that and be happy that, you know what, you're starting to learn more about your body, you're in tune with things going on.
I also think with that is, as you're working out more, you want to make sure that you're feeding your body quality food. Weight loss is about calories in versus calories burned, but you want to make sure that the calories that are coming into your body are quality calories. So really feeding yourself nutrient-dense foods that are offering you all of the protein, carbs, and fats that you need, as well as all the vitamins and minerals. So eating a sweet potato rather than potato chips, you know, really making sure that you're feeding yourself with high quality foods that you need. Great
point, Susie. That's huge.
Going on that theme, I got a question. Is the no-carb diet really the best way to lose weight? Lizzie, can you start the conversation going on this one?
Sure. So as someone who has taken part in a no-carb diet, I can tell you that it's a very specific type of hunger in the beginning. And there's been a lot of discussion about paleo plan, and those types of high protein, low carb diets, which really are great to lose weight, but you should never feel like you're depriving yourself, because that is just absolutely not sustainable. So it works for some people, and a diet that's high in protein and low in carbs has been proven to help you lose weight. But also going off this like clean food point that Susie just made, having high quality carbs in the morning can be a really great way to fuel your body and offer those nutrients that you need to sustain your energy levels throughout the day, because our body needs some form of carbs to function and fuel us, especially if you're working out a lot. So that's the answer to that.
Anna, do you have anything to add?
Absolutely. I mean, let's not forget that there's carbohydrates in everything. There's carbohydrates in yogurt, which most people are going to consider a dairy protein. There's carbohydrates in starchy green leafy vegetables like kale and spinach, and all of those are amazing proteins and amazing carbohydrates. And fruit, there's a lot of carbohydrates in fruit. So if you're thinking about the quality of your carbohydrates, that's what you want to remember. If you're eating a bunch of white bread, that's eating cardboard. There's not a lot of nutrients and not a lot of fiber in that. So remember that eliminating something completely is one thing, but eliminating good things like fiber and different carbohydrates and different foods is another to keep in the diet.
I always get concerned when you're supposed to eliminate something altogether. I just don't feel like that is sustainable, and I feel like if weight loss is a journey and a lifestyle change, you don't want to live your life without carbs. So it's figuring out a way to have a balanced diet that includes them. Yeah. Jenny, do you have anything to add to the no-carb discussion?
Yeah, I like this idea of ditching the bad carbs, the white flours, the white sugars. If you're used to eating cookies and bagels, and then you ditch those, you're probably going to feel better and you're probably going to lose weight. So that's a good thing, but you don't want to eliminate quinoa and whole grains and fruits. It's just, you need those things. They're healthy.
We have another question from the question and answer app on the Google Hangout page. How can I know how many calories my body needs? So this is complicated. It's very person to person. But Anna, from your experience as a personal trainer, would you give some advice to this user?
Well, there's a formula, obviously, if you look it up, based on your sex and your height, your weight, and your activity level. They can give you an estimated calorie count. You can also get an official reading of your body, your metabolic rate. It's called your resting metabolic rate, and you can get that taken at any kind of there's a place called Fitness Wave or something that does. There's places, if you look it up online, that can take your resting metabolic rate, and they can give you an exact count of calories intake. But most people, most women that think they need to eat less than 1,000 calories are going to be mistaken, and they're going to actually slow their metabolism down, which is not what you want to do. You don't need to eat more than 2,500 calories a day if you're trying to lose weight, most women and most men. But, if you're a bodybuilder, you will. So you got to think about your activity level and your body size. I eat anywhere between 1,500 and 2,500 calories a day, depending on my activity level. I'm a small person. I weigh 125 pounds, and I'm 5'5". So, think about your weight, your body size, do a little formula, and there's a great app. Do you guys know a great app for that?
I don't.
Calorie Counter is just a good one that counts calories, but I don't know a great app. So that'd be one to research, see if there's a...
All right.
But that formula is very easy to look up. Very easy to look up.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to dip under, we say 1,200 calories, just because you really want to make sure you have to eat energy to burn energy. So you want to be fueling the fire with meals. Going from the calories to a slightly less, to the more of the mental part of weight loss. We have a question, how does stress affect weight loss? Lizzie, would you start the conversation rolling on this topic?
I would love to. So, I've spoken to a lot of experts, over the last couple of years, and I've been working with someone who is a trainer and lifestyle coach, and is a registered dietitian, and she says that, achieving and maintaining a healthy body weight boils down to one thing, and that's stress management. So, when our bodies are under a great amount of stress, our adrenal glands pump out excessive amounts of the stress hormone cortisol, which actually causes an imbalance in our bodies, and it stops you from burning fat. So, while we can't totally eliminate stress from our lives, we don't all live that way, there are totally things that you can look at in your life, start getting aware about, anything from like overtraining, excessive caffeine consumption, poor digestion, poorly controlled blood sugar. All those things cause stress in our body. So once you start getting aware about those things and start working through those stressors, you will see big results.
Jenny, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I feel like a lot of people, when they're stressed, end up eating a lot and feeling kind of bad about themselves and not wanting to go out and exercise. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle. So if you can tackle those reasons and figure out why maybe you're stressed out, maybe you can't do anything about it, but you can figure out new ways to handle them. Maybe you can say, every time I'm feeling really upset, I'm going to go for a walk. Or every time I'm really feeling stressed about work, I'm going to go call a friend. So instead of grabbing a big bag of potato chips or a donut.
I totally agree. Sorry, I'd love to jump off of that. It's so, I was talking about this awareness, and it's just so important to realize when something sets you off. What do you do when you're stressed? Do you go to the fridge right away? Do you reach for a soda right away? Do you sit by the couch, or just sit by the TV and start chowing down? So I think once you start seeing things, you'll start taking stock of it and be able to move forward.
It's kind of like what Anna was saying about feeling hungry. Like suddenly you're going to start to become aware of your habits and patterns and more aware of your body and how you're one big entity and all those elements work together. I also think, we've talked about cardio and strength training. I find in this that exercise is really great for stress management. And I also find that yoga itself is really great. Just when I'm feeling really stressed, 20 minutes of yoga where I'm concentrating on my breathing and it feels like a physical meditation can really help me calm down whatever anxiety I'm having and can keep maybe my chocolate binge at bay, which is good. And then I can just have a small piece of chocolate rather than the whole bar. Anna, do you have anything to add about stress?
No, you guys got it nailed. I love it.
Great. I just want to ask one last question. It's kind of confusing. There's a lot of different, we've kind of talked about this, but how often, if you're trying to lose weight, how often should you be exercising? Anna, would you like to start that?
Well, my recommendation last week when we talked about, starting a fitness program, if you're new to exercise and you haven't been exercising at all, just starting to do anything is going to help start to lose weight. If you've been exercising pretty consistently 3 days a week, my goal is always to give people the add to. So try to add on a couple more days, a couple more extra little things that you do throughout the week. Maybe, take the stairs. If you just add something to above and beyond what you're already doing, you're going to get better. You're going to lose more, but you really have to combine diet and exercise. There's just no way around it. You cannot out-train a poor diet. Diet is about 80% of your weight loss, and 20% of it comes from your fitness and the fact that you're treating your body also well. So that's where I would start with answering that question.
Do either Jenny or Lizzie have anything to add?
Sure. I also think there's a reciprocal approach, right? So when you start exercising more, you reach for different foods, or at least I found it, in my experience that when I'm exercising more, I want to eat clean. I want to fuel my body in the right way. So I think it's more than, both are essential to weight loss. Yeah.
They are. It's true. Well, this has been great. I feel more educated than when we started too on all of this. Got some good quotes. I love, my favorite quote was eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a beggar. I think those are all easy as a simple phrase to help us all live by. And just wanted to thank you guys all for participating, and then just want to remind everybody watching that they should enter the contest for Get Fit 2014. The prize is $1,000 of Champion activewear and a 3-night stay at the Red Mountain Resort in Utah. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. So please enter our contest and keep on staying fit. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.